Excuse me, Mr. Pablo. So ever since our hydrant over by the barn broke, I've been having to get all the water for the ducks right from there off the side of the house. It's far from an ideal situation. Carrying 1 bucket of water out here to the ducks isn't too bad, but the problem really comes up when I'm trying to bring 6 or 7 buckets out to fill up the duck pools. So the water for this hydrant is fed from a spring way out there somewhere. I don't even know where it is. I talked to a friend of mine who's a plumber, and he said he could fix this hydrant, or actually replace the hydrant, for really small money, and so I'm not too worried about that. But the problem is he needs to be able to go to the spring box to turn it off. And given that I don't know where the spring box actually is, that is an easier said than done task. Release the Kraken! Release the Kraken! Release the Kraken! I think it's a little bit too cold for them to want to go outside today. Hey, ducks, how's everybody? Nice and fresh. So now some of you have been asking why I bother leaving the duck water in the duck house at night if it's just gonna freeze. I do it because I believe that the ducks, and having for them to have this fresh water, as much fresh water as they can, is a really good thing. And it's gonna freeze in the morning, it's gonna freeze at midday, it's gonna freeze at night. So dealing with frozen water, I don't mind. I'll just do my little rubber duck dish dance and break up the ice. And so it's not that bad. From everything I've read, from everything I've seen, having fresh water is a good thing for ducks. And so if it means a little bit of extra work for me to make sure that they have as much fresh water as I can possibly provide without actually having electricity out to here, I don't know, it's not such a bad thing. Here you go, guys. I guess when it comes down to it, I'm just really frustrated because I had a whole system built for my ducks, for getting them water out here and for taking care of them, that had been working perfectly for 6 months. And I'd refined it and honed it and improved it, and I felt like I was really in a groove, and so I guess that's why I'm so bent out of shape about having this broken water hydrant, because it creates a big problem for my system. And so I guess it's time to start venturing out into the wilderness there. So I've resolved that today I'm gonna go on a mission. I'm gonna go out to the woods and see if I can find it. If I could, that would be awesome. Most of our property is actually wooded. So this is a map that I got from our forester that I think has some of the markings that I need to try to find the spring. And now this line here that you see right here, I believe this is a stream. Maybe somewhere in that circle is where the spring is that feeds the barn. So we're gonna go try to track that down. So for some perspective, what I'm talking about is way out over there. Now because the snow is still so deep and it's really too deep to easily walk around, I'm gonna strap on some snowshoes to help me stay atop of things. Hopefully the snow is of good quality for snowshoeing. So there was so much water over the last couple days between the snow melt and the rains that this usually would be frozen solid right around now this time of year. Can't forget you guys. Shallow water and high boots. Holy smokes. All right, made it across. Whoa, oh shoot. I went down. Oh look, you can see that. Those are some turkey tracks right there. See them? See that? Right there, there. Turkeys. It looks like only one. It's kind of like turkeys and ducks have their own natural snowshoe. Oh look, turkey droppings. Huh. Based on my map, this is pretty much right where I thought it would be. But I don't think I can see anything. This ain't good. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Because of how high the snow is and because of how hard it is to go across the stream right now, I don't think I'm finding that spring box anytime before April. You know, I've been out here in the summer before trying to find it. Like I'd go out for a hike or something and then I didn't have too much luck. Now it's, golly, it's even worse. Like it's impossible to find anything. I mean, usually I'm contending with like, this is all covered in, you know, scrub brush and prickers and all that sort of good stuff. But, you know, just with a machete and a long sweatshirt, I'm fine with that stuff. There's no getting around this snow. It's too much, too hard to see. I guess this mission is a failure. That stinks. Cats, good morning. Meow. Meow. When you really want to do something and you're really passionate about doing it, you're always going to find a way to make it work. I think yesterday I was so bummed out by the fact that the system and everything that I developed wasn't working that I kind of lost sight of the fact that I really want to be a farmer and I really want to take care of these ducks, and if it's going to require more work, if it's going to require building out a new system, I'm just going to make it happen. After my failed search to find the spring yesterday, I started to do a little thinking and I came up with a plan. I ran to the hardware store and I got a short hose, I got a little on-off switch hose nozzle connector thing, and a burlap bag. And the reason I got those things was because I was building out a new system. I feel like this morning, as I'm trying this out and using it, moving the water out here for the ducks, it hasn't been that bad. In fact, it was probably about the same as it was before. Release the Kraken! And now as I'm out here with the ducks and just looking at them and seeing how happy they are and seeing how healthy they are and seeing how well they're doing as they swim through the water and take a little bath and splash around, it makes it all seem worth it for me. I mean, coming out here in the morning, hanging out with these guys, watching them, doing the work around here, collected a couple of fresh eggs. That's kind of what it's all about. If you want something, I mean like really want something, if you have a dream, you can't let every little obstacle or every little thing delay you or prevent you from achieving that dream. And even if you've made some great plans and even if you've figured like the whole thing out and feel like you're set, circumstances are going to change. And it's how you adapt and how you continue to pursue that dream that really makes all the difference in my mind. And while I probably won't find the spring until the spring, and I've got probably about 3 more months of winter to contend with and dealing with things this way, it's not gonna be that bad. I feel like it's all very, very manageable. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you found it interesting. And I'll see you back here next time at Goldshaw Farm, where we are slowly and patiently and consistently trying to build a farm in Vermont.